Hey everybody, welcome Nerd at Heart's Rumor Edition. So, what did we do? We started creating this whole show because we started noticing that when we're starting to do like all these little news feeds, we're getting all this stuff that's rumor, and and it's just starting to kind of get like, okay, I really love what I'm hearing, and I don't want to say that's news because it's, of course, a rumor. I forgot to say our names. So I'm your host, Adrian.
And I'm the co-host, Patrick.
So I hope everybody's having a great, wonderful, nerdy day today. And so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the first article that really kind of inspired us to decide to make this episode. And we heard about it the day before yesterday. I think the evening. So recently we have Dragon Con happening, and this little guy, is he little? Is he short? I think he is.
I want to say he's like 5'8", 5'9".
Oh, he's just a cute little guy. So I love. But the thing is, I love the hair though.
Yeah,
I've always dug the
back
hair.
look.
Moff Gideon really, is a sharp dresser.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a Moff. He's an Imperial Moff. What do you expect? Look how well groomed that mustache is. Right?
I'm telling you, man, it does not encroach on the lips at all.
Nope.
No lip tickle. He spoke, I believe it was to a panel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And there he is in his super dapper Mando / Imperial outfit. He spoke at a panel and he basically said, so I'm going to quote him. So, and then we'll discuss a little bit about what this means or what this could possibly mean for the future of Star Wars, especially in the movie areas. Okay. Giancarlo Esposito said, as in the MCU, Disney will figure out how to join all of these characters into one really great movie or TV show. So we already are kind of familiar with characters. He's talking about the Mandalorian, Grogu, Ahsoka, all of this stuff in the Filoni and Favreau-verse. Is that what we're going to call it? The actor shared that my senses of that, so that's where he thinks it will go. All right, he continued to say, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have a new vision continuing on with a Mandalorian movie, all right, which is due out in May 2026. Esposito continued, excuse me. My sense is that all of these are going to converge at one point or another, and we're going to have another set of trilogies or more films. Paraphrase there a little bit. And then just a reminder, in the article, it made sure to state that Mandalorian and Grogu's Journey is currently in production and arrives at theaters May 22nd, 2026. That, of course, can be due to change for whatever reason. The hectic Hollywood kind of sets are today. Could be another strike. Who knows? But I hope not. Keep those people happy because I need to get this movie since it looks like we're not getting a season 4. But more to come on that. But the thing is that this does seem to be transitioning. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, personally, I feel like, Esposito is a great actor. I mean, obviously, he's been Moff Gideon in 3 seasons of The Mandalorian so far. I mean, could he potentially come back? I mean, spoilers, but in Mando season 3, like we saw cloning vats.
Yes.
So there's nothing really kind of off the table when it comes to Moff Gideon potentially returning.
Yes.
We did technically, quote unquote, see him get immolated in fire.
Mm-hmm.
But again, cloning vats, were those the only cloning vats? Was that all there was? We don't know. So I want to put credence in what he has said, Giancarlo Esposito, because this would be a huge shift for Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. We already know that season 4 was planned, but then it was scrapped in favor of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see, not just like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni wanting to do this, but I can see Disney wanting to do this.
Yeah.
Because every Star Wars movie they've tried to announce or they've attempted to announce hasn't really been met with fanfare. Or if
Mhm.
they have announced it, the project has died out maybe a year or two after they announce it, and then there's never an update. The
And
Mandalorian is really the only property in Star Wars from Disney that people are genuinely excited about. They want to go see it. They want to do everything they can with it. And I feel like that's why they've made the shift, because Disney wants to get people back into theaters. They want
yeah.
people to see a Star Wars movie.
Well,
What better way to do that than by, using what is working on Disney Plus?
Well, and the other thing, so that actually brings up a really interesting point. In You got to think about where like the Star Wars movie trajectories have been, and let's not forget, coming out soon by our part, we actually discussed The Acolyte,
Yeah.
and so this I think is there's a couple of factors. Is I think there's a bit of divisiveness with the sequel trilogies, amongst the fans, a bit of a rift there, especially with The Last Jedi.
Mm.
Um, and so I think that what Disney is wanting to do is they are wanting to get Star Wars back into the theaters, get that as the primary way in which people digest it, because they haven't had to do that for a while, because they've had the TV shows. We've gone through a whole COVID thing where that was almost a necessity,
Mm-hmm.
because people couldn't and wouldn't go to the theaters out of fear of getting sick. Well, that's not really existing anymore. People are, as we see with the hits that are out there, like Deadpool and Wolverine, Beetlejuice, some of these more recent movies,
Yeah, just to name a few.
fans are going back to the movie theaters. They want the popcorn. They want that super sized bladder buster drink, and they want to sit there holding their pee for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that
I mean, and also not to mention the theaters, they're coming in with it. Like you're seeing, popcorn bucket
Mhm.
collectibles at different theaters.
Oh yeah.
You're seeing all kinds of stuff. But I mean, also, what I think this also comes into is Disney has raised its prices on the Disney Plus subscription. And
Yeah.
I know personally, a lot of Star Wars fans, they only get like 2 months of Disney Plus, 2
Mhm.
to 3, so they can watch the show that comes out and then they cancel it.
Yeah.
I think that by coming out with a movie where, let's say, it's a family of 4, right? Now, if you get the basic Disney Plus package, I believe it's still $7.99 with ads, and you get it for at most 3 months, that's $24, right?
Mm.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
Give or take tax. Let's say I take my family of 4 to go see a movie, and we'll make a day out of it. That's easily, especially like you said, with a collectible bucket or all this other stuff, that's $100. I mean,
Yeah.
that's $100 right there. That's 4 times the profit.
Sorry, I
Dis-
was just thinking about, you're talking about the buckets, because and actually I don't have an image to share right now, but you were showing that the new Venom movie has
oh
a
yes,
bucket.
the new Venom movie
Um,
has a
I
bucket.
I
Yes.
I fear the bucket that will be coming out, because there has been a trend for super comical weird buckets.
Yes.
There was the sensual Shai Hulud bucket for Dune,
The worm
uh,
bucket.
the worm bucket, but not the worm you're thinking about. Then when you get to Deadpool and Wolverine, they had that humorous Wolverine bucket,
Yeah.
which was intentionally done. But the thing is that I'm super excited for this news. It's in the rumor mill,
Yes.
because this is hearsay. Nobody other than this dapper and wonderful individual has said this, openly and in public. But the
Yeah.
fact that he took time and he shared this, I think that's really awesome. I think it gives fans a lot of hope. And the thing is that you're right. The cloning thing, I was thinking about this as you said it. It's like he obviously is having some sort of inside chat with everybody.
Yeah,
I don't think this is just a random, well, I was sitting on the can the other day and I thought about it.
exactly,
He-
exactly.
he's talking to somebody, and the reason he's talking to somebody is that it's quite possible that if anything, Moff Gideon is going to probably return. And to tell you the truth, that would be great because I think for a movie, especially in a growing movie, he would be a fantastic, I'd say not a main villain.
Yeah,
He's like that guy in GI. He's Cobra Commander to Cobra Khan.
yeah,
He's sitting there and going, while the big bad guy is telling him what to do, and that
exactly.
could be Thrawn.
That's what I'm thinking. I really think because Dave Filoni already has a movie in the works. Now,
Yes.
again, it's one movie so far,
Mhm.
but they could be planning to make it a trilogy. I
Yeah.
mean, this could be technically the next, like, I guess these would be like episodes 6.5
Well,
kind of trilogy because they take place between episode 6 and 7.
yes. Well,
And
and the thing is that I it really is a course correction in the movies. I think that you're talking about two people who have already shown that they are able to handle the IP. And this is, I mean, we talk about this later, where it's the same thing with the Ray movie. And what happened, part of the thing that happened to the Acolyte is that the Acolyte's showrunner was relatively inexperienced, and the new person who is heading the new Ray movie / trilogies possibly is also doesn't have a lot under their belt. But
yeah,
Favreau and Filoni have a lot under the belt already and are very successful.
and
So
I think you're right. I mean, what's to stop Disney from asking Favreau and Filoni to make it a trilogy with Thrawn in the mix?
yeah,
They
well,
could
they've
come
got all
out
the chess
with
pieces, right?
Yeah, I mean, they could come out with more Disney Plus series in the meantime. They could have a whole trilogy centered around Thrawn as a big villain,
Yeah,
Moff Gideon and the rest of that Imperial Shadow Council we
yeah,
saw in Mando season 3 could be like Thrawn's, generals, minions, kind of how we saw with Darth Vader having people in the original
mhm.
trilogy. I mean, it could be really good. I mean, because you've already got really great actors like Lars Mikkelsen with Giancarlo Esposito. I mean, this could be a really amazing new trilogy that they're trying to
Well,
make.
and we haven't even brought up the fact that Skull was still on the planet going to an unknown, you know, objective.
Yeah, yeah.
So who knows what that is? Because it could be, Amarla, but
I mean,
it's possible.
it could be an even bigger villain. It could be
It could
something.
be.
I mean,
Could be the
Filoni and
grandmother.
Favreau. Yeah, Filoni and Favreau have found ways to subvert fans'
Ooh, the
expectations.
mother-in-law.
Oh Lord, not mother-in-law. But they have found ways to subvert fans' expectations. I mean, for a while now, sometimes good, sometimes bad, but I mean, more often than not, it's good.
Yeah, most of the
And
time is good, but like we were talking to, like with the Bad Batch, it's
yeah,
like they decided, hey, you want something fun and entertaining? Nope.
yeah,
We're going to
yeah,
end
no
the
kidding
series
about
in a whimper, not a
that. Oh,
bang.
this was it
Oh,
ended.
yeah.
It's over.
Look, when the biggest talking point at the end of your series is, did they just kill the guy that was guarding the bad guy? And it was kind of like, wait a second.
Yeah, you're not
They
getting
did
the
kill the
biggest
bad
talking
guy.
point was, oh no, they killed Scorch. Did they just
Oh my
execute
gosh.
Scorch? Hey, I'm still upset about that, man. I'm still upset about Scorch.
Yeah, 2 in the chest, 2 in the face.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah, you're telling me.
Enjoy your trip.
Yeah,
But so no, this is great news. We're really excited to see how this unfolds. if there's any credence to this. Unfortunately, this is, like I said, this is hearsay. This is a guy who did speak about this publicly, but he is not a spokesperson for Disney or Star Wars or even Filoni and Favreau.
Yeah.
He is just a guy who does maybe have some insight. And it's just good to that's why we're doing this whole rumor thing,
because
it's fun to speculate. And we'll move on to our next thing. Okay,
Jensen Ackles is going to be playing Ghost Rider in the MCU. For those of you who do not know who this is, please get out from under the rock you are currently living. He has been in Supernatural. He has been in The Boys. He's a really, really very good actor. I personally enjoy his work. I mean, if you have not seen his Soldier Boy from The Boy, he's exceptionally well done. He's an exceptionally great actor in this. Me personally, I think he has the chops to take on Ghost Rider. I really do. I feel like this could be a really good casting choice. What do you think, Adrian?
I am a huge diehard fan of Supernatural. Have been since the series released. I still remember there was a magazine that I opened, and now they don't do this kind of stuff anymore. And maybe I'm wrong. I haven't really dug into magazines lately, but when the show first started coming out, let's just say a while back, it was an ad. You open it up, and the car from the series, forgive me as I forget the name, but the car, the headlights, it was like a front view. The headlights of the car would turn on. I mean, like actual lights inside your magazine, and the engine would go vroom, that deep V8, kicked in.
Yeah.
And I still remember we used to walk around and go, Sam, try to do an impersonation of him. It's because, if you watch the first season of Supernatural, and then somewhere along the way, his Dean Winchester character decides, I need to start eating rocks, because he goes from just, so Sam, how's it going? Oh, yeah, sorry. So somebody was feeling, it's probably vampires, to, Sam, what are you doing, Sam? It is vampires, Sam. And then he starts talking like that.
He's just so gruff.
He was so manly, but it was such a great show. I will admit, I've only seen the first season of The Boys, so I didn't get to see the Soldier Boy character. But all I know is I am on board for Jensen Ackles to do whatever. I really want to see him play this character.
Oh, yeah.
I really believe that Ghost Rider needs a new MCU presence, because it hasn't had one since Nick Cage. And I mean, as much as I love the original Ghost Rider that Nick Cage did, the first movie, by the way, the second movie, the man was he was as mad as a bag of cats. But but the first movie I enjoyed. It wasn't like the best movie ever made, but I don't know, just something. I mean, come on. I mean, look. So
it was a good mid-2000s superhero.
Ghost Rider, right? I mean,
oh yeah. I mean, he could do it. He could do it. I mean, hands down. I think, like I said, he's been in The Boys. He definitely has really good acting chops for this. He's got the gruff exterior. He's played a superhero already. I can definitely see him as Ghost Rider. As you can see, this is a fan-made trailer.
Yeah.
This is why it's on the episode.
Yeah.
The rumor episode.
And supposedly this is where it came from,
But I really, really would like this. I mean, I know it's a rumor. I know it's like, but this would be an amazing casting choice, I feel, by Marvel, by Disney, to make Jensen Ackles the new Ghost Rider.
Yeah, as long as he talks like Dean Winchester, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Exactly. I mean, hands down, this would be an amazing casting choice. I mean, if he shows up in a Disney Plus series, whether he shows up in a Disney Plus movie, I don't care. I just feel like he would nail the role, hands down.
Yeah. So I mean, we're on board for this. This is truthfully just like really great news. Now, I did also wanted to just kind of include, because this happens whenever you have a role. So I'm thinking that they've already kind of made that final decision that Ghost Rider is coming back in one form or the other. It's just who is going to be in that role.
Exactly.
So Jensen Ackles was proposed, or has been kind of getting the spotlight, but you know, the word passes around here and there, and one of the other ones was Ryan Gosling as well. I'm as much as I my fervor that I show for Jensen Ackles, I'm not saying that Ryan Gosling would be bad.
I feel like he could do it. I mean, he definitely has the star power. Ryan Gosling does. I mean, he was K in Blade Runner 2049. More recently, he was Ken in the Barbie movie. And even more recently, he was the fall guy out of the movie that I believe currently is streaming on Peacock. So I mean, yeah, Ryan Gosling, you would recognize. I feel though, if he were to portray Ghost Rider, it would be more low tone, because that's what I expect from Ryan Gosling.
But yeah, I mean, so we're on board for this one. Have you ever dreamt of stepping into a world of wonder, magic, and adventure? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dream no more, because Carter's Wondrous Journeys is here to make those dreams come true. Imagine setting sail on a luxurious cruise, gliding through the sparkling seas, or stepping into the enchanting lands of Disney, Universal Studios, or other spellbinding theme parks. At Carter's Wondrous Journeys, we specialize in crafting perfect vacation packages tailored just for you and your loved ones. Whether it's the thrill of a roller coaster at Universal Studios, the magical realms of Disney, or the aquatic adventures of SeaWorld, we've got it all. So why wait? Step into a world of magic and adventure with Carter's Wondrous Journeys. Email today and let us turn your vacation dreams into reality. Carter's Wondrous Journeys, your gateway to the ultimate magical experience. Email us at carterswj@gmail.com. That's Carters, CARTERSWJ@gmail.com. Email us today. Also, look up Carter's Wondrous Journey on Facebook. Like and follow our page for more. All right, next one up on our rumor mill is one that I'm super excited about, because I really, really, really love this actor, and it's Andy Serkis. And Andy Serkis is rumored to be playing the villain of Venom, Null. And not only that, but they're talking about that it could be a multiple movie appearance. So now, just to kind of go over some of the things. So we already know that Andy Serkis has already appeared in the Marvel franchise in both the Age of Ultron, Avengers Age of Ultron, and the Black Panther movie as Claw, which, by the way, is what a fantastic portrayal of that character. Whoops, there's
well done.
And he looked like he was having fun on that set.
Oh yeah, he looks absolutely just unhinged.
But the overall thing here is that we're hearing, not only is he supposed to be playing Null, but he's actually going to be making a multi-movie appearance as this character. So that leaves a lot of speculation about what in the world could that possibly mean? How will that look? There's also the talk about how there is another Spider-Man coming out. So, And now the problem that we see here, and this is one of those things that we discussed a little earlier, Patrick and I, is so Sony and Marvel have have made a deal with Spider-Man. So
Yes.
Spider-Man once again is able to stay within the Marvel movies as a partnership with Sony. So it's possible, and I'm wondering if we may be seeing the beginnings of some sort of kind of crossover here, because I know that in the end of one of the Venom movies, they actually introduced Peter Parker, so I'm kind of curious what's the future of that franchise,
Mm-hmm.
and how is Null going to play into it? So I think this is going to be kind of an exciting thing to see, moving forward, even more than we might even anticipate right now.
Yeah, I mean, to really, really talk about it, I mean, this is Null is considered the villain, the character, to be one of the best villains introduced really in like the last 10 years coming out of Marvel. I mean, this is considered a really cool villain, a really cool character. To hear that Andy Serkis is potentially playing this villain is really a dream come true. I mean,
Yeah.
for y'all that do not know, Andy Serkis is a great actor. He was recently in the Andor season 1, and he plays Supreme Leader Snoke in episodes 7, 8, and 9. And he plays Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and like you mentioned earlier, he's already been in Marvel.
Yeah.
I feel like if it is a multi-picture deal for him, which by all means, like, yes, just keep cutting him a check so I can keep hearing Andy Serkis, voice something, please. I feel like Sony would benefit heavily from this. We've already heard Tom Holland is on board for like Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
If Noel were to be introduced as like the big bad villain in that arc of things with Andy Serkis voicing him, that would be the multi-picture deal.
Yep.
Because we've also seen that Sony's standalone movies haven't really done that well.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, we all remember Morbius, it's Morbin time being the meme from that. And then we remember
that.
Oh yeah, it's Morbin time, and then he morbed all over the place.
Yeah, I was just really happy Matt Smith was in it, but even he was
Matt
a little
Smith's
over the top for me.
That's amazing. But and then we just had the box office disaster that was Madam Web. I mean, that was horrifically done.
Yeah.
There wasn't really any marketing for that movie. I didn't really see any marketing for it. And overall, it just didn't do well in theaters. Sony has literally 2 movies left. They have Kraven, which is another Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
And then they have Venom, which will be Venom: The Last Dance, with Tom Hardy even saying that once he's done this, he's gone. Peace. He's done. He's done with Marvel, with Sony movies. He's like, I'm out. I believe that The Last Dance could potentially introduce Null and the symbiote into the main MCU, and to allow Tom Holland's Spider-Man to not only face this villain, but to get, become the black suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Again, this is all a rumor right now. That's why it's on the rumor episode. Please take it with a grain of salt. But again, this is a wonderful thing, in my opinion. The Sony movies by themselves have just been dying in theaters. And it's really only when Sony, I guess, rents out the characters to Marvel do they really see, a huge profit, other than the animated Spider-Man movies. The animated Spider-Man movies are amazing, and they have definitely been able to stand on their own.
Yeah, I mean, because if you think about, so as you're pointing out, look, I'm just saying. Yeah, the Morbius movie. I remember watching that and thinking, my goodness, uh, and let's just leave it there. I the the thing about it this way, like the Venom movies have been the ones that have done the best out of the
Yeah,
Sony movies, and even their success isn't exactly like like they're just knocking it out of the park.
yeah,
They're doing well. They're
yeah,
doing well. They're turning a profit, so let's make some more. And it's a character who can have more made, because he can keep giving if you technically just keep writing. But but with everything else, they've had too many misses. And the
yeah,
thing is that even with this new Venom movie coming out, there's no guarantee that this one isn't going to stink to high heaven. So
exactly.
yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Sony has the rights to some really good characters that they just haven't really been handling. I mean, I would argue that basically their last real success back in the day was the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and then once by episode 3, the third one, then they just kind of said, well, we're just mediocre or bust. Let's not
Yeah,
do any better than that. You
yeah,
know, the the middle's the limit. Let's
yeah.
not hit the sky. It's just, I don't know. So I think they're going to produce this movie. We're going to have whatever, and it's going to introduce Venom into the MCU. Possibly alongside with Spider-Man, because they haven't fleshed out the Spider-Man cast. They're still hiring or looking for people. All they have right now is Tom Holland. And I
Yeah.
know Tom Holland, I mean, he'll take the money, but I don't think, he wants to be Spider-Man forever, because I mean, he's been Spider-Man, I mean, it's
It's a
almost,
good couple of years now.
oh yeah. I mean, he's already done his third movie. So, I mean, that's, we're getting into the fourth
He's
movie. It'll
shown
be
up.
10 years almost.
Yeah, he has shown up like in Infinity War, in
Yeah.
Endgame. He showed up in Captain
Civil
America
War.
Civil
Yeah.
War. I mean, so he's done, I mean, I want to say like 6 movies already. I
Yeah.
mean, he's definitely been making a killing. I mean, he definitely, has been doing a really great job. I mean, I think he recently starred
Yes.
in Uncharted
So,
with I believe it's Nathan Fillion.
ooh, did he?
Or
I
no, it's
haven't
Mark
seen it.
Wahlberg. It's Mark Wahlberg he started with.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
about
it
to
wasn't
say,
Nathan
you said
Fillion.
Nathan Fillion. I was like, I gotta watch
Maybe
it.
that's who I wanted it to be.
Yeah, maybe the wishful thinking, because
Yeah, I
Nathan
know that's
Fillion
who
is
I
like,
wanted it to be. But no, it was Mark Wahlberg. But other than that, I mean, and Tom Holland has been received very well as Spider-Man.
yeah,
So I think that is probably for the best. If they were to introduce him as the black suit Spider-Man, I really
yeah,
think people would love that, because he's already been the Iron Spider. He's already been the regular Spider. I mean, we've seen him
yeah,
kind of get into the magic aspect of it, be the arcane Spider-Man in the Spider-Man, the last one where he kind of teamed up with Doctor Strange. I mean, yeah,
yeah. I mean, anybody that's played any of the Spider-Man video games know there's a lot of suits, there's a lot of different scenarios, so right now, but there's none that go beyond, that reach the level of representation as to as an alternate suit like the black Spider-Man suit.
oh yeah,
Everybody wants to see the white spider, that big, arcing white spider that connects to both the front and the back of the chest.
exactly.
And we haven't gotten to see that with Venom. That is one of Venom's trademarks.
Mhm.
Or the character's trademarks now, since Spider-Man doesn't use it. So if you're wearing the black costume shirt, nobody's not. Well, I mean, maybe a couple of people will sit there and think, "Oh, look, it's the black Spider-Man suit." No,
Yeah.
most people go, "Ooh, he's wearing the Venom shirt. You like Venom?" Yeah, like Venom.
I mean, Venom's cool. Venom's cool. I mean, I would love to see Tom Holland literally get a hold of the symbiote, and I feel like Andy Serkis as Noel would just be amazing with that. I feel like they could really play well off of each other.
Yeah,
because we saw, in the latest Spider-Man movie, I mean, we had Jamie Foxx, we had Alfred Molina, we had Willem Dafoe.
Yeah,
I mean, these
it was a chock-a-block.
Yeah, I mean, these amazing villains of the past, and just Tom Holland playing off all of them, with also Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire involved. I mean, it was amazing. It was a really great movie. I think the best way to go above even that, to go further, would be Andy Serkis as Noel. Yep. Bring in more villains, bring in something so alien, which this would be that.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, and it just blows people's minds.
Look, and no, I anything Andy Serkis, put him in. Look, he could play whatever. He could play the kitchen table, if you want. Oh, look at that! The kitchen table is so charismatic and cool. It was played by Andy Serkis. I love it.
So the next big last rumor we have is The Rock is the leading person now that the MCU is bringing in mutants with the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, that he will be playing Apocalypse. The Rock apparently is the number one choice to play Apocalypse, who is a big villain in, if you're not familiar with the X-Men comics, the mutant stuff, Apocalypse is one of the big bads.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting because the last person to play Apocalypse in an X-Men movie was Oscar Isaac. I thought personally he did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
The Rock as Apocalypse, I can technically see. Apocalypse is supposed to be this very big, very intimidating character, and I can see The Rock doing that. Black Adam was the last superhero The Rock played. The movie did not do as good as it could have for a multitude of reasons. The Rock refused to have his ears with any prosthetics. He wouldn't have the ears pointed, as Black Adam is known to have like pointed, almost elfish ears, if you will. The Rock refused to do that. He, and then I don't know who else is aware of this. The Rock has a clause in his contract that he shops around, where for every punch he takes to the face, it's $10,000 extra on his check. So if The Rock gets punched 5 times in the face in one movie, you just had to pay him $50,000 extra. Yeah.
It's that's something.
So it's hard to make a superhero movie if nobody can hit him in the face, because the studio can't afford to keep paying.
No.
Yeah, as we also know, DC has already discontinued this role. They've canceled Black Adam. They've got James Gunn in charge of, revamping the DC universe. And The Rock, honestly, he went back to the Fast and Furious franchise. I think he's trying to still branch out of kind of the action movie trope. He's trying to get into superheroes. This is just my opinion, and this is a rumor. I think he'd do well as Apocalypse. I think he really would. I mean, Apocalypse is supposed to be this big, imposing, intimidating mutant from a while ago, and I can really see him doing good with this.
I'll be fine with it. I think for me, this is maybe, again, it's very, very speculative. Then on top of that, because he just got done with Black Adam.
Yeah.
And then immediately after Black Adam came out, which took him 10 years to do, by the way.
I know.
After Black Adam came out, that's when the Snyderverse I guess as it's referred to, collapsed, and then I guess it's the Gunnivers. So so
Gunverse.
yeah, that doesn't just roll off the tongue. But out of all the rumors, it's always like if you grew up in the '80s and anytime an action movie came around, it was always offered to the same like 5 people.
Yeah.
Or something. Oh, it was offered to Sylvester Stallone,
Or
then Arnold
Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
Schwarzenegger, and then Tom Selleck, but he refused to shave the mustache. And it just kind of kept going like that.
It made the rounds
Yeah.
until somebody in the the actors of the time took it. I mean, or it just didn't get made, or it got made with unknown actors.
Yeah, I think for me, I'd really like to see him get a little bit more. Not that he needs it. Let's face it. I would really like to see him do more dramatic roles and then pop in as something like this. Because if he's trying to get out of the whole, if he's trying to get out of the whole superhero thing, action hero thing, then he needs a little something that. But the thing is, it's so hard. I mean, look at the physique the man has. I mean, it's like he is made, and you're gonna look at him and go, he's not bringing the girl flowers. He's gonna punch somebody in the face. So, here, honey, I brought you these flowers. Whack. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think this would be a good way for him to get out of it, because Apocalypse is a villain. I mean, like, hands down,
I mean, he is.
Apocalypse is a villain, where even Black Adam was made to be a hero, or at least an anti-hero. With Apocalypse, there's no real room for that. Like, Apocalypse is a villain who wants to establish himself as, the ruler of all mutant kind, and then by putting humans as like second-class citizens to mutants.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no real, wiggle room in like, is he a good guy? Is it an anti? No, this is a villain. This is a bad guy. He's always been portrayed as a bad guy. Even in X-Men 97, it's Apocalypse. Oh, this is a bad guy.
I mean, as long as The Rock is, hey, look, if you watch wrestling, Rock is comfortable playing a heel at times.
Oh yeah.
So he'll be fine as a villain. But I think, out of everything right now, this is still very early. I mean, they haven't even like put out the first mutant thing yet. Aside from Wolverine, Deadpool.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, aside from that, but then that's still a variance thing. We haven't even gotten into, that there are mutants at large, other than, we have Deadpool and Wolverine. And the last time I checked, they were not even in the Prime universe. They were still a variant.
Yeah.
So we hadn't gotten to, how mutants. Now I know that they're in the works. That's not a real secret. That things are moving, but to what extent, when, how, well, we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, but it's coming. I mean, it's coming. So with the groundwork of them laying, the mutants coming, and then the potential villains that we could see pop up, The Rock as Apocalypse is a very believable, I mean, I can see it. I can see it.
Well, I mean, I could see it. I mean, I could see it happening, but but at the very least, we know we're going to get an Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
The question is that by the time we get to that level, I mean, he's not, like you, because first thing you got to do is you got to square up against, if you follow kind of the overarching story with mutants, typically your first big villain is Magneto. And then then it moves on to maybe Sinister, which was supposed to be showing up at one point during the Wolverine origins. They were supposed, there was the rumor that Sinister was going to be coming in then, but now, and then we got the Oscar Isaac version, but that was at the as the X-Men movies started to dive and Fox
I mean, really started falling off. off.
Yeah, fell over
Really
and right before
off.
Disney did the purchase.
Yeah.
You know,
I
so
mean, in all reality, I agree with you. I mean, now to Magneto though, I mean, he's been more portrayed in recent history. I mean, he even got his own comic series not too long
yeah,
ago. Where it was, Marvel Magneto.
yeah.
He's been more portrayed as a hero. I mean, he's been working more with the X-Men.
Yeah.
He's been, not trying to kill humans. I mean, I mean, his origin story is still that of an Auschwitz victim.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're trying not to portray him as a bad guy anymore, especially
Well,
in comics.
well, we're gonna have to. I think when it comes down to it, we're gonna have to. Because I honestly I haven't read or I haven't watched. Sorry, the X-Men. Sorry, yeah, I haven't watched the X-Men. 97 series, and apparently there's a big twist with him. So I think I'll have to see what they did with him there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, typically, like even as far back as well, I mean, even in the original 90s series that the 97 continued, he was not, I mean, so again, like I said, villains are good villains are villains who are not being evil. They are just their goals don't align with the good guys' goals, and they think they're doing good.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him a good villain is he thinks he's going to better the world for mutants and his kind. But the thing is that the way he's doing it, is perceived and rightfully as wicked. So, but the thing is that as a character, he's had a very troubled past. I mean, Auschwitz or the concentration camps aside, he's lost people because of being a mutant. He's got a lot of things to resent, and I don't know. I mean, but it's still, when we get to Magneto, then we'll get to Magneto. But we got to figure out what we're doing with just mutants. So
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly,
for step
I
one,
agree.
mutants. Then after that, we'll worry about who they're going to fight.
Yeah, the mutants themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this has been our edition of the Rumor Mill, episode 1.
Yep.
These are the biggest rumors we found that we thought we'd share.
Yeah.
Again, please, guys, take these with a grain of salt. If they turn out to be true,
yeah,
yay! Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Very excited about a lot of these.
And the truth is that and the thing is that these are like I said, these are the top ones that we picked. We just wanted to get them out of the main news feed because we want to try to just report facts and what we're finding, and then after that, this is a lot more. This is fun for discussion. The news is just all about what we've heard, anything that we need to report, so that we can keep everybody up to date on what we know. So please come to our Facebook group, Nerd at Heart. Like and subscribe on YouTube, as well as please email us at nerdatheartfriends@gmail.com so that you can let us know if there's anything that you want to comment on, anything you'd like us to comment on or ask us a question. We'll be more than happy to answer it. And just because we're talking about certain things, we want your nerddom to shine as well. So if there are things that you're interested in talking about, let us know. If you'd like to even come on the show, we might bring you on and talk about your nerddom and what it is that makes you a nerd.
Like Adrian said, like if you've got something you want to talk about, you want to discuss that you're happy about, that makes you, just all of a sudden exuberant with energy, contact us. Let us know. We've got a Facebook group. We've got a YouTube channel. You're seeing the banner down at the bottom. Let us know. Like, we'll cover topics. We'll ask certain questions. And, like you said, we can maybe even have you on the show if you'd be willing to do that. Just send us an email, send us a message, find a way to get a hold of us. Again, I'm Patrick.
I'm Adrian.
And this has been Nerd at Heart Rumor Edition.
All right, guys. Have a nerdy day.
Peace.